guys, MrTLexify back, and in today's video I'm coming at you guys with another top 5 secrets video, and in this one, this is going to be the 5 and Dead Ops Arcade secrets. Now you may be wondering, what? Dead Ops Arcade has secrets? But yes guys, that is right, there are a couple secrets and a lot of really cool links between these two maps on 5 and Dead Ops Arcade of how they're related, a lot of really cool stuff, so I hope you guys do enjoy. Let's get straight off into this video because I know it's going to be a long one. So anyways guys, let's head on straight into our number 5 spot, and in today's video this is going to be the origin and the map influences. So it's really cool to see that I believe, in my personal opinion, that this map is one of the scariest out there. I believe it's really gory, it's sort of like Saw. There's a bunch of these patients that are like half like dissected or whatever, and there's just a shit ton of blood. You see all these Nova 6 crawler zombies everywhere. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely crazy guys. But with this map also, I believe there's a lot of Illuminati work between Group 935 or the Germans and America and just like the Doctor in general, and there's a huge sort of influence that I have there that I will be talking about. But anyways, let's go back into the origin of this map. This map is heavily based off the Cold War. There's no doubt about that. There's a SR-71 chart that you can see, all based in 1963, of all the flights that it took in during the Cold War. There's so much evidence, it's unbelievable. There's some in the top floor, there's some in the middle floor, in the bottom floor. If you mistake this map for not being in the Pentagon in Virginia during the Cold War, you're an idiot. That's basic, plain and simple. So anyways, with this map name, I really wanted to say this because I know a lot of people actually don't know why this map is called 5, but 5 actually refers to the DEFCON levels on this map and also relates to the sides of the Pentagon, which is really cool in that sort of area. And also on the top floor, and mostly on the top floor, but also on the middle floor, you can find a lot of references to the World at War campaign and the Black Ops campaign. For example, on the World at War campaign, you can find Sergeant Roebuck, and there's a lot of really cool, interesting images. For example, you can see different presidents like Abraham Lincoln and George Washington. You can see a lot of different areas that the World at War campaign was in, and also a little bit of the Black Ops campaign as well. You can see documents about all this stuff, and it's really interesting if you want to spend some time there. But what's really cool is that there's this one picture of a man named Major John Plaster, and this man actually got was able to work with Treyarch on 5 for Black Ops, and apparently the story goes that he was actually in the Pentagon and he actually was able to design some of the parts for Treyarch. This is just a rumor, but I have heard this, and I thought that was really cool to hear about a guy going in and just telling Treyarch about all this cool stuff. Obviously it's legal, and I think that was really awesome on his part. And also what's really cool about this map is that it was supposed to be featuring the original characters. There was actually supposed to be the Wonderwolf and the dogs to come and return, but Treyarch decided to add a whole new spin, and I'm glad they did that because I love the characters features on this map, like JFK, Fidel Castro. It's absolutely ridiculous. I love this map so much. But anyways guys, let's head on straight into our number 4 spot. And in today's video, this is going to be the large amounts of element 115, or as it is originally called, Unipentium, if I did say that correctly. Yes, kudos on myself. But anyways guys, with the number 4 spot, there is apparently a large amount of element 115, and this large amount of element 115 is also the reasoning why the Doctor became sort of possessed by element 115, in my opinion. So let's talk about the evidence that there's a lot of element 115 on this map. Number 1, whenever you take the elevator, it's very seriously crazy that you can see that whenever the elevator is used, all the zombies go up in this one electric ball, and then they just fly down to where you go on the elevator, and that's where they spawn, all in this electric ball, and then they spawn through the window barriers and stuff. But I believe that's one really big sign that this map is infested with element 115. There's so much, and it's absolutely ridiculous. ridiculous. And I believe it's so infested that whenever the doctor round comes, or whenever you're trying to enter the pack punch room without turning on the DEFCON levels, it says that L115 clearance is required, which basically means that you gotta get rid of all the element 115 before we open the doors for you. And there's that much that it has to say that on the doors and stuff, which I believe is absolutely ridiculous. Now, speaking about element 115, we can tell that the doctor in the lab, number one, was a solo worker, but also that he experimented on element 115 with animals. I guess he wanted to see if there was a faster way to travert this sort of element 115 disease, and he was sort of with Richtofen in my eyes. And guess what? The organization, the Illuminati. You got that right. But anyways, he was trying to figure out a way of what element 115 would work with different animals. Obviously, we see that pigs obviously did not work with element 115. There's dead pigs everywhere. There's half looking zombified pigs, but they didn't actually turn into zombies. Now, we do see a ton of monkey cages, and we realize that monkeys did turn into zombies. We can see this in Shangri-La a lot, all these sort of infested zombies, and this is because monkeys share a very similar brain to humans, which is a really big part into the element 115 key code, I guess that you could say. But also with this large amount of element 115, you got these animals in the labs just running around infested with element 115, and also you have the Nova 6. Now in this map, it actually shows the process of how Nova 6 crawlers are created. First off, a man gets infected or he gets dead. As you can see here, there's a lot of his face that's taken off, and also a lot of his stomach to, I guess, lose a lot of weight. And then secondly, they are put into these chambers. Now, I've read a couple of comments on YouTube, and apparently these chambers are actually used in real life for patients with leukemia. Now, this obviously means that there's some sort of radiation surgery that's happening here. So that's a really cool thing to know, that there's some sort of radiation that actually just fries them up sort of and just gets them really mutated. And then they're sort of in this like slumber, in this sort of morgue looking setting, and once they're done in that, I guess they sort of ferment in these canisters, and once they're done with that, they turn into Nova 6 crawlers, which is really damn cool, and I think that's really awesome. We also know that they asexually produce, because way back on my Kino Secrets, there's only one canister that actually tipped, and this means that these huge creatures can asexually reproduce, which means they only need one partner to make more of themselves, which is really cool. And also, we understand in this map that there's no way of help. We understand that JFK and Fidel Castro were the last ones, the last guys. All the bodyguards and everything were turned into zombies, and I just wanted to say that because I just want to get the setting of this map very clear. So anyways, guys, let's head out straight into our number 3 spot. And in today's video, this is going to be the Doctor's plan. Now, the Doctor, in my eyes, was definitely a Leonardo da Vinci type of figure. Very smart and pretty much a genius. And I believe the American government decided to take control of him, or just use him to their benefit. So basically, in the story with Treyarch, they originally decided to cut, or they were going to decide to cut the Doctor out of the game completely, but there is a huge significance to why they didn't. And in my personal opinion, or my belief, the Doctor is a sort of killing machine or experimenting machine. He's experimented with so much element 115, and then the element 115 turned on him. Now, personally, I believe he was working on either the freeze gun or the ray gun, and this is when the sort of element 115 turned back on him. He was trying to reverse engineer these weapons from the Illuminati, from Richtofen, and then once he was reverse engineering them, the element 115 turned on him, like in Origins with the old Crusade Knights zombies. They sort of turned on him, and these guys, and the Doctor turned into a freaking zombie. That's what we know about it. And I personally believe he's the ultimate 115 boss, because again, like I said, in 5, this place is absolutely infected with 115. It's ridiculous, and I just believe there's so much reverse engineering evidence as well. You can see an old mainframe of a teleporter, ray gun, different sort of wonder weapons. You can see the thunder gun. You can see all these different weapons that I believe Richtofen in the Illuminati gave the Doctor to reverse engineer, and that's how America was trying to spread the element 115 virus. I guess they thought some sort of brainwash by Richtofen as well, because you can actually see a poster of Richtofen by himself with a blank portrait, and inside this portrait you can actually see Dempsey, which is a reason why Dempsey is American. There's some sort of influence there that Treyarch isn't telling us, and I think that's really cool that that they implemented that. And also on this map, you can see another Ignomo Jubilis, which if you haven't seen my Keynote or Totem secrets, this is a laughable mistake, and I believe in this portion of the story, it's a laughable mistake on the Americans' part. It's basically saying that the Americans got brainwashed, and that's that. Richtofen's taking control over America now. He's got it in the bag, pretty much. This guy is just taking over everywhere. Again, this is Richtofen's evil doings that these maps are portraying, and 5 is such a key element of this map. It's unbelievable. It's so great. And anyways, last thing for this is you can actually find a really cool poster magazine thing that Treyarch put on this chair, and it's called Exposed. And on this sort of magazine, it says Exposed, and there's an Ascension rocket on the front cover. But if you go in no clip and if you look at the back, you'll be able to see the Cosmic Silverback himself. So anyways, guys, let's go down into the number 2 spot. And in this one, this is going to be the Dead Ops secrets. Now, with the Dead Ops arcade, guys, it's really, really cool. A lot of people shove off this map, but there's a lot of cool stuff that they actually show in this map. There's a lot of allusions to different maps that we've seen, like Mob of the Dead, huge Black Ops multiplayer map, Shangri-La, a ton of stuff, a ton of great stuff. And also, one really cool thing about the Cosmic Silverback is I actually have gameplay of me on round 40 killing this Cosmic Silverback, but it doesn't actually restart your game. It sends you all the way back to the beginning, and a lot of people don't actually know that. And apparently at round 120, if you ever have that many hours to waste, there's 4 Cosmic Silverbacks that you can fight, which is pretty cool. But the main secret of Dead Ops Arcade that I wanted to say is that if you go into the prison area, you can find this upside down hanging man. Now, this could be a possible allusion to Mob of the Dead with all the hanging bodies. This could be a possible allusion to Weasel, because Weasel was betrayed out and it's just one single man hanging there. It could just be decoration. I don't know. That's about it for all the Dead Ops Arcade secrets, but I thought this was really, really cool to mention. So anyways, guys, let's head on down into our number 1 spot. And in today's video, this is going to be the Illuminati confirmed in 5. Now, obviously, like I said, there was Illuminati influence between the Richtofen and the Doctor, and how the Doctor was reverse engineering. We don't know if the Doctor was stealing these weapons and reverse engineering, and Richtofen planted a trap on the Wonder Weapon to cause him to turn into this Element 115 possessed monster, which is really ridiculous. But we do know Richtofen has some part in brainwashing the American government and basically taking over America. We can also see that there's a bunch of clocks on the wall pertaining to the campaign, and also pertaining maybe to the different locations of Richtofen has planned next to take over control. Obviously, you got to know the time when you're taking over control of a country, you know. Another cool thing we find is that there's a bunch of clocks located to different areas that Richtofen has actually been to, and he has apparently taken control over these places. For example, Moscow, America, as he has recently done, and a bunch of cool stuff like that. Now, also with this is you can find that to press X to lower DEFCON level. Now, it's very weird that they say lower when you're actually raising the DEFCON level to 5, and I believe this was sort of an irony that Treyarch put into these DEFCON levels, because no matter how many times you raise those DEFCON levels, it's never going to truly raise it. It's essentially lowering it because it basically means that you're going to die eventually. That's a really cool illusion I think they added into this as well. And another cool thing is that you can find these red telephones that activate the song Won't Back Down, which is again JFK's sort of theme to this map. He won't back down, he won't let the zombies take him. And another cool thing is these red telephones were actually used to communicate with the original crew on Ascension, and again I'll be talking about that on my Ascension secrets, which is really damn cool. And also we can see that there's another Ascension link between this map, because the box is very, very similar on 5 to what it is in Ascension. There's a television, and also there's a blue light, exactly the same as it is in Ascension, which is another really, really cool thing. And also we know that Richtofen has had some sort of Illuminati influence with this, because there are a lot of Group 935 logos around this map, which is really cool. Again, we can also see the Ascension Ghost and the Ascension Rocket poster, and a little even replica on this map to see that, and it's really damn cool. And one last thing, again, to support my sort of copycat slash alternate theory, is that when you go on the starting room, there's a sort of area where you can look at these TVs, and if you look at the TVs correctly, you will be able to find quicker vibe where the speed cola was supposed to be in 5. Where speed cola is, there's actually a quicker vibe on the screen. Now I don't know if this was an unintentional mistake by Treyarch, or this could mean that it supports my theory with a copycat / alternate theory. And again guys, everything happens for a reason, so again I believe Treyarch is just too great to just sort of mistake this stuff, and I believe this was sort of an intentional purpose for Richtofen's plan to take over the world. So anyways guys, I do hope you enjoyed this 15 minutes rant of basically just not even a rant, just a bunch of cool stuff, a bunch of cool secrets on these 2 maps. If you did enjoy, please make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let's see if we can hit 2,500 likes for the next episode. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one.